Present.
Jeannie Freeze.
Present.
Rob Lovelace. Kathy Moss.
Present.
Nancy Nitch, present. Marge Snyder. Jody Webke. Rose Landis.
Present.
Randy Lohman.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You want to read the minutes of the last meeting?
Last two meetings, okay. Lincoln County Council on Aging, regular business meeting, March 26, 2019. President Judy Alders called the meeting to order at 10 o'clock a.m. Members present were Bob Lovelace, Jeannie Freeze, Judy Alders, Marge Snyder, and Nancy Nitch. Guests present were Rose Landis, Chris Lovelace, Charlene DeWitt, Jody Webke, and Becky Rathman. Minutes of the February 26, 2019 meeting were read. Marge Snyder moved to approve the minutes, and Jeannie Freeze seconded the motion. Motion carried. Correspondence. Charlene Watson resigned her position on the LCCA board due to health reasons. The LCCA board accepted her resignation. A letter was read from Jody Webke applying for Charlene Watson's position. Bob Lovelace moved that we accept Jody Webke as a replacement for the open position. Jeannie Freeze seconded the motion. Motion carried. Treasurer's report was given by Nancy Nitch. Bills presented were as follows. Lincoln Senior Center, $100 for rent. Home health patient, $72.25. Becky Rathman, $679.41 for salary for March to date. Jan Dallin, $100 for mileage. Eagle Communications, $104.10 for telephone. American Family Insurance, $475 for property insurance. And Becky Rathman, $27.52 for mileage to attend a Medicare workshop. Bob Lovelace moved to pay 32 cents per mile for mileage to be re-evaluated later. Marge Snyder seconded the motion. Motion carried. Bob Lovelace moved to pay the insurance bill of $475. Jeannie Freeze seconded the motion. Motion carried. Nancy Nitch moved to pay the other bills as presented. Bob Lovelace seconded the motion. Motion carried. Old business 2019 budget was discussed. The county commissioners will not accept our budget. There was discussion concerning the homemaker payments. Bob Lovelace moved that we table the homemaker payment discussion until next meeting. Jeannie Freeze seconded the motion. Motion carried. Alexis Bluth called in by telephone to discuss the budget. The commissioners feel that the Lincoln Senior Center should be doing some of the things that our board has hired a coordinator to do, and that our board members should be doing part of the work that the coordinator does. Alexis said that we should all read the articles of incorporation. Jean Krangle also called in and participated in the call with Alexis. After much discussion, Jeannie Freeze moved that we end the call with Alexis. Marge Snyder seconded the motion. Motion carried. Call ended. Bob Lovelace moved to dissolve the LCCA board. Jeannie Freeze seconded. Discussion followed. Rose Landis suggested that we contact other counties to see how they handle procedures involving the senior centers and the senior population activities. Bob Lovelace then rescinded his motion. Judy Oliver suggested that we table this matter until next meeting. It was decided that we have a special meeting April the 12th at 10 o'clock a.m. to discuss this matter. Bob Lovelace moved that we adjourn the meeting. Marge Snyder seconded the motion. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 11:32 a.m. Can you read the other one? Or,
No.
Okay.
Is there any corrections on this? There being no corrections, minutes will stand approved. Okay, we'll go with the special meeting now.
Okay, Lincoln County Council on Aging special meeting April the 12th, 2019. President Judy Alders called the meeting to order at 10 a.m. Roll call was taken with the following members present: Judy Alders, Jody Webke, Kathy Moss, Bob Lovelace, Marge Snyder, and Nancy Nitch. Guests present were David and Mona Gertzman, Sharon Doe, Chris Lovelace, and Rose Landis. Correspondence. David Gertzman submitted a core request for the 2018 bank statements holding public monies received or expended by the LCCA and all received invoices and contracts that the LCCA retained that relate to the expenditures made by the LCCA in 2018. He also asked for the financial report given to Lincoln County for 2018. Judy Alders and Becky Rathman are working on this request. Old business. There was some discussion on the budget which the commissioners did not approve. It was felt that there was not much in the budget that could be reduced. We discussed disbanding the Council on Aging, and then the county commissioners have said they do not want us to disband. David Gertzman requested to be on the agenda to make a proposal for the LCCA that they might consider transferring all their assets to a new corporation called the New Lincoln County Council on Aging, and then after this is done, the old LCCA would dissolve. The new board would consist of 3 members from the Lincoln Senior Center and 3 members from the Sylvan Senior Center. He said that after he had talked to people in the community, he felt that we should not disband. He thanked the present members for their service and then gave the IRS rules for dissolving. He said that he felt that our board should include people from the senior centers and that the senior centers should be providing services and that the board just be available for assistance if they need it. There was discussion on the amount of money the commissioners had allotted for senior services and how much they had actually paid out. David said he could do a core report to the commissioners for the amount of meal levy money collected and expended for the last 2 years. Jody Webke suggested that David do the core report to the commissioners, and everyone agreed to this, and we should continue our LCCA board. Sharon Doe presented an updated request for money to replace the doors at the Bestford Community Center. The request was for $7,500 or $3,500 contingent on them receiving the rest of the funding from the Post Rock Community Foundation. Bob Lovelace moved that we table the doors until the next regular meeting. Kathy Moss seconded the motion. Motion carried. Becky Rathman gave a report of several seniors that she has helped this past month to obtain services that they needed. A bill was presented from the Lincoln County Sentinel for advertising for commodities in the amount of $20. Kathy Moss moved that we pay the bill. Jody Webke seconded the motion. Motion carried. Jody Webke suggested that we have a coffee to get seniors to give us some ideas of programs or services that they felt is needed to help them be able to stay in their own homes. A senior companion program was suggested. It was decided to have a coffee meeting next Wednesday, April 17th at 2 o'clock p.m. at the Lincoln Senior Center. Meeting adjourned at 11 o'clock a.m.
Any corrections or additions? There being none, the minutes stand approved. Any correspondence? There being
I don't
no.
have anything.
Okay, financial report.
Okay, the only thing that, since our last meeting, we listed the expenses that we paid to Becky Rathman for salary, Senior Center for rent, Jan Dallin for mileage to deliver meals, the American Family Insurance, Eagle Communications for telephone, Becky for mileage, home health patient for $72.25, and then Lincoln Sentinel Republican $20 for advertising for commodities. So our ending balance is $11,419.80 in our checking account. Our savings account, we have $1,718.87, and then the CD that's not due until at the end of the year is $25,000. So our total is $38,138.67. But right now, only the $11,419.80 and the $17,1887 savings account are available for.
Okay. After this, like mileage, can you put beside it mileage as a?
Yes. Yes.
2 months from now, I won't remember.
No, I'll be glad to do that for, as to what everything is. I'll make a column for that.
Okay. Do we have any bills?
Yes. We have. Okay. Rent for the Lincoln Senior Center, $100. Eagle Communications Fund and Internet, $104.10. And then Becky Payroll, $687.87. And then we have a deposit from Mona Gertzman for a Cora request of $36.12.
Any other bills anywhere? Well, I don't know if you want to bring it up here, but I think they should be considering mileage to the Lovelaces, or I don't know. If
Oh, that's Senior Center. Oh, wait. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the...
Holly.
Yeah, that's the Senior Center.
Okay, I'm not on that board, so.
Okay. That money's going to the Senior Center, not the Council on Aging.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're having enough trouble. We don't need
He's like,
anything.
wrong board.
Okay, old business.
Okay, do we want to approve these bill or payments?
Oh, yes, I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor? Aye.
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 None opposed. Okay. Before we do talk about the budget. Old business, Sharon Doe couldn't be here, so her daughter Angela Mueller is here. And this is for the Vesper.
Community Center. We were wondering if you were willing to do the pledge of $3,500 towards handicap doors.
Okay.
And we're also applying for Post Rock Community Foundation grants. And if we get that grant, and we show them that we're getting $3,500 from you guys pledging, and that'll help go towards that grant to make us look like, hey, they've got money coming in besides just us. And if we get the grant, we'll want the $3,500 if you pledge it to us. But if Post Rock says, no, we're not going to fund you, then we won't need the money. Because we have to get the money to kind of help offset that grant. I know Post Rock Foundation, there's a lot of competition this year as far as people applying towards the grants. And we thought it would help us look like we're out there trying to get funds from other places besides the the Post Rock Foundation. So.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on this? Does anybody want to make a motion for this?
I'd rather have more members present.
But their thing is they need the money
We need the pledge because the foundation, the Post Rock Foundation,
by the
has to
now.
be in the 1st of May.
Excuse me, who owns the building? They're the ones that's going to benefit from getting the doors fixed if they quit having bingo. So
It's the Vesper Community Center. They're the ones that own the building. It's a 501(c)(3). And I can tell you already, we had past bingos. We've had some people help us, and we told some people that, hey, if you can open the doors for people, that front door, and I can't always have somebody there because we don't always have volunteer help for it, and they really appreciated us holding the door so that they could get in. And so if this was a handicap door, they could push a button and it would hold it open no matter if we had the volunteer workers there to do it or not. And I know that people really appreciated that. They really commented on that, hey, we really appreciate you helping us get in. So
I cannot make a motion, but there's a lot of seniors that go, and I think it would help them.
I would make a motion that we give them the $3,500. This is helping seniors in the county, and I
And
just
here
think
the
it would
commissioners keep saying we got to spend money.
So I make a motion that we do give the Vesper Community Center $3,500.
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those opposed? You don't want to go either way. Okay, the ayes have it.
thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
you got to make sure the button gets turned on so the door
Actually-
automatically works.
It's going to be a battery operated, and you change the batteries once a year. And so we have it where I work. It works great. You just change them. They push the button, and it opens. So, yeah.
Okay. And, okay, on to the budget. I don't know. I honestly, truly do not know what else we can do, other than we don't have, there was no bill for homemaker
Yeah, we got rid of that.
that I understand that,
So we're not doing that anymore? for?
I got him
this person?
services, or
Oh.
I got services for the person.
Okay, thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
And we don't have a bill from Jan Dowland for mileage?
Oh, I think it's just $100 a month.
$100 a
so,
month, so-
yeah, I forgot to add that one.
Okay.
But do we need that list?
I don't know, because you were going off the. I mean, she
Yeah,
is
she
delivering
gets,
every
but-
day, but.
It's a flat $100, but I think she still needs to turn in that list stating,
He's taken up.
Yeah. Okay, I can ask her that today.
okay, she has.
Because I think the reason why she gave you the list because it listed the mileage on it, and if you're not going by the mileage, then giving you the list doesn't make
I
as much
still
sense.
think that we need a list how many meals she delivered, and did she actually deliver today, or was she sick and nobody got a meal? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So far,
Karen
she's
Dillon.
never missed a day, but
yeah.
keep everybody above board. Okay. And anybody else have a suggestion on this budget?
Randy, can you tell us something about what you guys are thinking we need to,
What, your budget?
yeah, about our budget?
Well, not really. I only had, when I'm just coming in new here, I had the issue of what we have Flint Hills Council on Aging, Lincoln Council on Aging, Lincoln Senior Center, Sylvan Senior Center. And I guess they each have their own function. But I was wondering for only 3,000 people in the community, and or I don't know how many seniors, do we need all that much? I was almost wondering if, and I'm not saying we need to do this, or I'm not trying to get people upset, if we could almost combine like Lincoln Senior Center and the Lincoln Council on Aging and like under one roof. Well, we're kind of doing that now. Becky's director of both. And then the funds could come to that entity, Senior Center and you guys too. And then you could figure out. But I don't know. That's just me throwing that out there. Maybe that won't work. Becky, do you have any? You're running this place. What do you
I mean,
think?
I don't know. I struggle with it because they're two totally different things. The senior center, I strictly run the Friendship Meals program. And then in the afternoons, which that's one of the things that we talked about at the coffee, is somebody wanted, Jody on the board asked like a list of things that I did. So I did little sheets for February, March, and April of all I tried to not do like, the obvious ones, checking email, phones,
Sure.
stuff like that.
Just the normal stuff.
Just so you could see the amount of people that contact me.
So you definitely got two functions between the senior
Totally,
center.
yeah.
Well, that's okay then. Then maybe they should be separated. I'm not against that.
And I'm not saying that the Council on Aging doesn't also do things that are important to the senior center participants too. Just like one of the things that we're getting started that you guys are doing is the Tai Chi class
Yeah.
that is open to anyone. So
Randy?
then we'll talk about that later. But I don't know. I mean,
Well, I was just.
I think that the senior centers talk to the council or to the commissioners too, and I think it was like Glenn Stegman and Jolene and Deb Ortiz, and they all said, whatever you guys decide as a commissioner,
Well, we don't want to. I personally, and I think the other commissioners probably. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I don't want to disrupt you guys' function. You guys versus a senior center, but it seems like you're all working for seniors
Right.
in this county, and it'd be if we could give funds from the commissioners, give you guys funds either to the senior center and the council on aging. Maybe that's the way we should still do it. But before you had Teresa, right, and she was. And then I guess the funds came through from her to the senior center, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it was. The Council on Aging got all the money,
Right.
and then they
she kind of
dispersed it.
determined where that would be.
Yes.
And see, that's changed now.
Yeah.
So we got to determine how to do it, and I don't know yet for sure.
And here,
What do you think,
compared to
Judy?
what we were asking with her high budget wages
Right.
compared to now,
Right.
I mean, that's over $40,000 we've gotten rid of.
Yeah, I
And-
know.
But
You
I
know,
also,
and like Alexis went and said last month, why can't you go and just there's a limit to some of this volunteers.
Well,
some
we-
of these people in their 80s, I done work, so I don't want to do it no more.
No, I'm not. I understand, Judy. And you're still wanting to have like Becky or
Yes.
or director in a few, if not Becky, someone. So you would need some funds for that, and I think the commission is for that. We just need to know how much now that you're like for her and for your other expenses, and then also this Lincoln Senior Center we've funded them, and I guess we give the Sylvan Senior Center funds too. Now, I'm not against that. It just seems like we have a lot of different entities for a little county. When we could, in my opinion, we could have all the Lincoln Health Department, or not Health Department, but Lincoln Council on Aging could be over everything, but it isn't. And I guess they got special functions, and I don't want to come in here and say we need to combine all this stuff and make it more of a mess. I didn't know. See, I'm doing it. But
One of the things she does is go to the health department and they coordinate
Right.
Well, and
together.
I feel like for me, what I do in the afternoons, it's like when people contact me, a lot of people just leave messages and then I call them back in the afternoon because in the morning I am with the Friendship Meals program. But it's just joining the services that are out there
Together.
So, like a lot of the stuff that North Central Flint Hills Area Agency on Aging, OCCK, I've even made contact with a wonderful lady that works out of Salina with K-State Research and an extension, that she's a great resource. And now I have a friend over in Mitchell County Hospital that's like the insurance guru of all. So it's just kind of joining those and getting people to where they need to be. It's not necessarily that I'm fixing all their problems or all the issues that they have, but I know who to contact.
well, you're going
And
through
so-
this learning curve now.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to figure everything
sure,
out.
and we understand that. And on the budget, I don't know how, because we got rid of the old way with Teresa running the money versus now.
Right.
I don't know how to, that's a good question on funding.
And I feel like that there's some seniors out there in the county don't want to really go to the senior centers, have anything to do with the senior centers,
Yeah.
but they will go to her for
Council on Aging,
counseling.
and that's fine.
Or
and that's fine.
for help.
And we don't need to combine.
And that's
them.
why I think we need something.
Separate entities.
Yes.
That's fine. I'm not against that. It's just if we need to determine then what you guys on budget need for like having a Becky and or whoever director for her right now, and it's less than what you used to have. We understand that, and that's good, I think, because it's trying to save money. But I don't know right now what I can't say, And I also the senior center and the Sylvan Senior Center. We'd have to.
And
Alexis
here,
and Aljo and I will have to discuss that more. But I don't. Where you guys have changed right now because you're here. You have an office here. You don't have that building no more. You don't have rent, right? You used to.
Well,
Well,
we pay $100 to help for,
Okay.
a
Okay.
month
$1,200
for
a year.
what? Huh?
$1,200 a year.
Yeah.
But they also
But
cut
we've got lots of records that have to be kept. What is there? 4 filing cabinets,
Yes,
I
a
think.
lot.
If we didn't have that office, what would we do with all of
Well,
these?
that's fine. If you need it, you need it. But if you come to us and justify it like you just did to me now, we'll say fine. But we don't want to have extra overhead sitting around that not used.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And they also
We can
said,
say
why
whatever
an
we wanna
extra
say.
telephone? Okay. We've got internet. The internet she has is a freebie that Eagle could take out of here
Yeah, we don't
any
know
minute.
longer.
And then they'd be up the creek.
Well, yeah. What you need
Okay.
to do is you came to us with a budget before, and we kind of didn't shoot you down when we would just. I think we wanted to discuss it more because we didn't know what you were doing either. We're confused. I'm as confused about all this as you guys probably are because I'm new, obviously, and Al, Joe, and Alexis have been there a while. I know, but I think you should say what you need to run your council on aging. You got to pay her salary. You got your bills right here, and have that type of a budget, an approximate budget. I know it's going to change from month to month somewhat, but if you have that, I think we'd approve it probably.
But we've already cut the budget because when the other lady was here, we paid her full insurance. She showed me anybody else in the county that gets complete full insurance.
Right. Right.
She had
This is the last
on
one.
the 15th of April
Yeah.
of every
Last
year,
one.
she had money going to retirement
Yeah.
fund for. I know because I
No,
was
it was-
Cora.
Right.
Cora
Got
on
it
it.
down.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
she made
31,
money. She got
but anyway,
mileage.
this-
She
Yeah.
collected from people that she,
But here,
you know. So
right
we
now, we
cut the
could
budget
hold this
in
out.
that area.
A lot.
That's what I
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I see what you're saying.
And I think
Yeah.
one of the problems that one
And
of
this
the
is low
commissioners
ones.
have is that there's a $25,000
$1,200.
CD.
Yeah.
And we're not the ones who put the CD there. It's
Yeah.
been there for like 7 or 8 years.
I know.
If you take it out, it's going to cost you interest money.
Well, right now, take it out. But if it
Yeah,
becomes, if it
no, in
becomes,
December. But they don't want to get, I mean, I understand both sides of this thing. Where you have money, why aren't they spending it on
well,
seniors
some people had
instead
the issue. You guys, I guess, used to have like 100,000 in the seed savings or CDs, right?
No.
But
So, and that was the issue. They're saying, why would we keep giving you more money when you got all this pile of money sitting over here in the bank?
well, why did they do it?
I didn't. I know.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You didn't. But
We're
you
saying now
could.
maybe you should spend that money up for 25,000 and this and that, and then when you're down and not being broke, you need money to operate on. But then we'll give you a budget. We'll get a fund. We'll fund you guys probably, but you got to show us what you got to get for your
I
bills.
understand, but what I'm saying
Just,
is,
uh,
why haven't they done it up until now?
Next they, and we could
What funded
cut-
you? Or?
Well,
out
no, they
the-
funded, and the lady that was doing it made sure she always had money in there to cover her salaries and her what she wanted. I mean, it's
Yeah.
completely out of sight.
Well, I know we're done with her.
Well, yeah, but because you're done with her and we cut those expenses, then you come back and want us to keep cutting the budget for things that we need, and it doesn't make sense.
Well, you gave us right here wages. You got this is what your current budget would be, right?
That's the last
Okay.
one we lowered it quite a bit
Okay.
from
Well,
what the
and
original.
Becky doesn't get full insurance. I don't think anybody in the county got full insurance. She doesn't have an IRA on April 15th that a percentage of her salary goes into an IRA.
Okay.
She doesn't get all those things. That's already cut out. So you could only cut so many places
Yeah.
now.
And we hate to cash out that CD. Last time I checked, which was probably about 2 months ago, we were going to lose $200 if we cashed it out that day. So,
Yeah. I'm not saying
and
cash
so
out. I wouldn't.
we're thinking though at the end of the year we'll cash it out and get it spent down.
I don't
we
think.
won't
Yeah,
do
cash out when it comes to mature.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
really. We're not on you for that.
Okay.
And I think I have like questions here for like professional fees. Is that an attorney or what?
Yeah,
Or you
that's
pay-
another thing. The
That's
other
for-
one, I hired an attorney all the time for advice.
Well, we don't need that, do we?
No.
Well, I don't think so. And
That's
we already
expensive.
cut
we're
that
paying
out.
Gene Krangle for doing
Doing the
all of
book.
our
Doing the
doing
accounting,
books,
accounting,
yes.
doing your
Well,
paperwork,
and our
your
taxes.
taxes.
Well, I
and
understand.
because-
I understand.
Yeah, that's what.
But we were giving an edge just in case something else came up that we can't think about.
And you got newspaper ads at $1,500 in newspaper ads.
Now, that does
Oh.
seem, that was the old one.
Yeah, I think they butt cut that one again.
Yeah,
didn't
a
you?
little bit. I don't have a copy of the newest one, but like the
But at one time when you were doing board members, you had spent like I don't know $300 on ads to try to get new board members too.
yeah. But then we went with Lucas
You want
here
that back?
in Salina. No, you can take. We've got copies.
Can I have
Can-
it?
Yeah.
Thanks. Where are you on it?
Also look
in
and
the
see
I
if
think
got
you
the
guys
same
cut that though
thing.
again. Like Bob cut it last month.
the mileage is a little bit lower. We
Thanks.
raised it because we were at that time thinking that maybe
Because we're
to Beverly.
and we're thinking that maybe we could even cut this a little bit more. So maybe we should do that and then
Well, little.
present it to
You
you.
know, I don't
again.
want to nitpick you to death here. You guys have done a good job of cutting this back, and I'm not on you for that. Well, and I'm new here
Okay.
again, so I don't know what's all going on. It's just before the olden days, you know what happened. We're over that now, though. We'll move on. We got
I
Becky
hope
in there.
we can.
What's Becky now? Does the county gives money directly to the senior center too? Do we? See,
Yeah, yes, they have not given anything
We give
this
it-
year.
I think we give Flint Hills Council on Aging. We donate some money to you guys, and then you guys provide all the meals and stuff here, don't you?
Yeah, they run
Yeah,
that.
we do the meals.
So that's that way. That works through that. I don't know if we directly give money to senior center.
Yes, you do. But you haven't given anything. On average, we used to, well, when the Council on Aging was in charge of it, we used to get like $31,500 a year for like the last 5 years, and we've been able to do that pretty good. Last year, I think we were within $50 of our budget, and then you gave us a recent disbursement of $8,500 from the remaining from last year, and so. But we have not received anything from you from.
Now, who pays your salary? Does the senior center?
Well, it's kind of tricky. The North Central Flint Hills Area Agency on Aging pays me minimum wage, and they pay our head cook minimum wage.
Right.
And then the Lincoln Senior Center gives a supplement.
Okay.
And then they also, North Central Flint Hills says that the head cook, I think it's 60 meals. I don't know what the thing is. 55 meals, I think.
You have to have 11 meals per hour.
Yes.
That's what we
11
allow.
meals per hour. And they say, and they don't pay for our assistant cook that we have that helps a lot in the kitchen. The senior center pays all of her salary. So they do a supplement on me.
You don't get any benefits, do you?
No. No. Besides working with, getting to make people happy every day. That's my benefit.
No, so I understand and you got a budget here that seems I know you cut it back quite a bit. You could bring this up again sometime with Commissioner Judy probably.
Okay.
Maybe cut back the professional fees. You need that that's like for accounting services and tax services.
Yeah,
That-
we
when
didn't
I
know
see professional,
exactly.
When I see professional, it looks like it's a lawyer that you hired or something.
No.
And the newspaper ads,
We could
I don't know about 15.
I think you did that.
Yeah.
I think Bob did it on
cut
his.
this down.
And right now, the homemaker services we aren't doing. But if someone comes up,
So you're going to take that money out of there then?
yeah,
$2,500?
I think we ought to leave
$1,500. The
What's this,
homemaker.
2,500.
Oh,
Flint Hills, that's $1,500 fee to you guys, right?
okay. That can.
Well, that can be.
Taken up.
You probably
Okay.
need to do that.
Yeah, I think that's your administrative fees.
Cut this down.
And it'd be for delivering meals would be 1,200.
1,200 instead of 1,500.
Well, I think this is a pretty reasonable budget.
Okay.
But for now, like Alexis and I may ask, or I shouldn't say her, but any Aljo too, about this $25,000 that you have in a CD. I don't know if we should just let you keep having that in there, or want to have you spend that. See, that's something, or use that for your budget.
I guess
That's-
I just hate the thought of losing part of it by cashing it out early.
I wouldn't cash out.
Yeah. We're thinking in the end we will cash it out at the end of December.
Yeah, I'm not saying after early, but after it is mature, then if you had it, then
Yeah.
just put
And
it
then
in.
we could really cut next
Well, then you
year's
could.
budget.
Well, then could you use that for your budget for
Yeah.
a year, and then
Yes.
you'd be broke, and then you could come to us and we'd
Yeah.
start over. There's some people just don't like to see that you guys had money in a savings account over here,
That's
and you're
sufficient,
asking us
yes.
for another 30
Yes.
grand, and here's 100 grand in the bank. We're going, why the heck?
Yeah.
You just banking all this money we're giving you? That's what hurt. That's
Well,
why.
that's the
That raises
previous
flags.
people are the
That
ones
raises
that
flags
did
with
it,
people,
and
and that's all. We
yeah.
ain't against you guys in this place.
Okay,
operating.
let's
I'm
table
not.
this, and next month we'll bring up the budget
Okay,
again.
bring
and
that
come
up.
with the
And maybe
new
we
one
could-
to take to the commissioners.
And when you might want to say too, like we just talked, when the CD is mature, you will cash it,
Yes.
and then use
And
that
then
for some of
use
your
that,
funding.
yes, for
and
the
that'll
next
make
year.
some people happy. That we
Yeah.
know who.
Yeah.
And then we'll start from there. I'll
Yeah.
bet everybody. I think I would know Joe and me. I think Alexis too. Probably. I don't want to speak for them, but I think we just did want to see this. We don't want to fund.
Sure.
Any place. I don't want to fund any county operation. And they got cash.
Yeah.
They got 500 grand in the bank over here.
That's the
Or no, I shouldn't say that much, but
But then we have people come and want us to money like $3,500. That's a lot of money to come up with. If you take it out of your daily budget.
yeah. Well, we wouldn't.
And
I
I
wouldn't think.
understand both sides of
I
it.
wouldn't think we would require you to have to use all this 25 grand for your budget. You could still keep say 10 grand or something in a surplus for
Well, yeah, I
emergency.
think we would need
For
to.
emergency, something. I mean, that's not that much money. It's just, it's just reasonable. If you come up with a reasonable budget, I think they'll be for it. I would be.
Okay, we'll table this till next month. New business, the senior coffee we had last week.
Yes, last Wednesday.
Some of it was making a list for, like, companion, kind of like your churches do. Prayer ring, call, make sure these, some of these elderly people,
Like a welfare call. Check on
Yeah.
them every day.
that was suggested. We're going to have the Tai Chi,
Tai Chi.
pardon me.
Is that like kung fu?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a balance.
Supposed to relax you and help your balance and everything.
Do you do
And
yoga?
we were thinking maybe we could.
No, we don't do yoga, but we're baby stepping.
Some younger people have stated they'd like to come, but for seniors 60 and over, maybe we could give $2 off because it'll cost $16 for the session. $2 each time that we could help them, depends how many come. Somebody else wanted ironing service.
I do too.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you can get
There you
ready.
go.
Get the commissioner.
There's a lot of gentlemen that come in and
Need ironing.
yes,
ironing done.
and this one right here
You do
loves
that?
iron.
Yeah, right?
She loves
Yeah, I
iron.
got an iron and an ironing board, but we have one guy that takes this to Salina at 25 shirts a time for $3 a piece to have them ironed. Well, if we did the ironing and Kathy said she would help,
I'd help.
they could donate. They could make a donation. Not $3 a shirt's pretty high. I used to do it for 10 cents a shirt, so I don't know who's mixed up. But
Hey, I
think
done
was
it
me.
for a quarter.
Prices have gone up.
I way up. And I think it would be a service as far as him hauling them to Salina and back. He goes twice a year. He takes summer shirts, winter shirts. So, I mean, it's just an idea. There was a nail program.
To do nails in the afternoon.
Yeah, I used to do nails at Brewster Place in Topeka when I worked there as activity director. But, there again, those ladies can't hold their hands still long enough to clean their fingernails, let alone polish them. And women like to look nice, and it was just, and guys could get their fingernails.
I have a question on this Tai Chi thing. Do you get a pretty good turnout for that, you think?
I have quite a few people that have expressed interest, even some younger,
People,
yeah.
Well, that's good.
So I think we'll have a pretty good class.
Good.
We're going
All
to start it on July 8th, and we have to decide if you guys want to do 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning. Here, Kathy's like, 9 or 10. And it's Laurel. She works for the Area Agency on Aging out of Salina. She's a caseworker, and she'll come down and do the program. It'll be Mondays in the mornings every week for 8 weeks.
I
$16.
suggested, after we see this, of possibly buying the CD. Well, then someone told us they have a CD tape or something that they would donate to us. But I think we need a regular instructor to figure out what it's going.
Yeah.
You could probably get it on
Videos aren't
YouTube,
always
couldn't
the
you?
greatest.
You did
Yeah.
your Tai Chi class on YouTube.
I don't know. I just
Put
feel
it on a
like we
big
should
screen.
have a professional teach us.
Yeah.
Even like Ashley Spotty from K-State Research and Extension, she just finished up the balance, live healthy, live stronger, like the balance. It's another one kind of like that class. But there's about 5 women that did the class last year that still meet here every afternoon on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays and go through the
They come
sessions
on
today.
Fridays because usually it was just Monday and Wednesday.
Well, they started on Fridays because they didn't want to take their weights home to do them themselves. They left them here, and they've been coming in on Fridays in the afternoons. And they can get her go pretty fast. They're about 45 minutes.
And then we also thought of seeing about K-State if they'd come and kind of cooking for one,
Yeah.
some little.
A cooking class for we love Ashley over here, and doing like a small, like cooking for so many of you only cook recipes
Some
for
ideas. That was another
families,
thing.
for
Okay.
ones and twos and freezer meals, a lot of meal prep, stuff like that.
So are you offering that to the whole county? Because
Yes.
being the county board,
Yes.
you need to offer it to everybody.
They're just
Well,
doing
we haven't
preliminary.
talked to her yet, but this was an idea.
And it could be, I don't know, well, the Stillman Senior Centers, they have a kitchen, and it's smaller, but, yeah, I mean, I think that wherever, and there's other, even the Vesper Community Center, maybe that they would let us have a little class there for cooking. But it's just kind of preliminary discussing ideas of things that people are interested in. And then we talked about maybe once a month putting one of those items on the agenda and discussing it and implementing it. So,
Does the Council on Aging, you coordinate with like Sylvan Senior Center too? On stuff, activities? Or are they pretty much on their own?
They're pretty much on their
They do
own.
what they want,
Now,
yeah.
Bob and Chris Lovelace go over there for coffee. What is it, 8:30 on Monday, Wednesday,
yeah.
Friday?
Wednesdays for sure, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
But
And they talk to them, and have tried to get them to come back, but those people keep saying
I think
no.
we're trying to build the bridge to get it back.
Because I was going to say, Lincoln Council on Aging should be out for all county.
Right, yes.
Including Sylvan, but I know Sylvan Council wants to do their own thing. Their senior center does.
Yeah.
And that don't matter to me, but,
Well, it's open to the county. It's whether
Yeah,
they
it's open
want
to
to
the county,
participate or not.
right.
But it gets a little tiresome. You go to them all the time, but nobody wants to reciprocate and come to you,
Well,
whatever that word is.
Reciprocate.
reciprocate.
I'm glad. You know
But
what I meant.
yeah,
But if you hold out the
We're-
olive branch and say you're welcome, then they can't say you didn't say that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
then
to
you can't
them.
force them to do anything,
No.
but you can
You can
say
leave
we're
it
here.
out.
yeah.
That's
and
all you
And
need.
I've tried to
Yeah,
talk to them
yeah.
too, and they'll listen to me, but then
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, they won't ever.
Well, they
come.
kind of, I think they
We're
kind of,
trying to get them to
well, they kind of want to do their,
participate with us
Sure.
on.
And we do. I mean, even at the senior center, we invited them for Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving, and there was a couple of them that came over. If we're having a big program, and I know they invite us to theirs, they are having. I think it's been postponed now to May 17th with the Living Will.
14th.
Yeah.
14th.
May 14th.
May 14th.
Healthcare.
That they invite us to us, and if we're having something special, then I always try to invite them too. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah, at least
But not only them. I mean, there's Beverly, Warner,
Beverly
Yes.
Barnard, yeah, Westfall.
Westfall.
Right.
We
Well,
have
that's
all
Loveless.
those communities.
Loveless
Yeah,
is
all
kind of
over,
keep us
yeah.
connected there, and our assistant cook in the kitchen's from Beverly, so she kind of keeps them informed.
Yeah.
Like
So
flyers.
yeah, with flyers and stuff. So
Okay. I know Sylvan kind of has their senior center, and that's what they operate under right now.
yeah,
Just be aware. We are trying. That's all we can do,
Yeah, that's fine, Judy. I agree with you. That's fine.
I don't like that we had so much squabbling before. And,
Relationship. So.
That's been for years.
For 100
well,
years.
yeah, I was on this board before and there was squabbling. So
Well,
as long as I'm president of this, I want to get away from the squabbling. Let's try and figure out a happy medium someplace.
well, that's good. At least
So-
you're trying. That's good.
Okay, anything else on Tai Chi?
How many weeks was that?
it's an 8-week
8
session,
weeks.
Okay.
and it will. And it'll.
I'm
start,
sorry,
did I say
it
that on
reminds me of
Monday,
tea,
July 8th.
whatever
I know.
this is.
July 8th. And so, what are you guys thinking? Do you think 9 or 10? I was kind of thinking more towards 10, because then if they wanted to stay for the meals, stay for lunch.
Well, that's on a Monday then?
Yeah.
So is it going to be over in that room there? Because we play bingo on Monday at 11 o'clock.
9 or 10, though. We would be 10 to 11.
Well, 11 to 11:30 is bingo.
It would be here, but I don't think you have any items. Do you have to, with Tai Chi? I guess I don't know much about
You
it.
just have to have a little space.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it should be at 9.
Well, then what are they going to do from 10 to 11?
I know.
Wouldn't there be enough if you just
If
kind
you-
of put these
Fold
two
those.
round tables against the walls and
Or
Yeah.
fold them out.
I don't know how much room it takes. I guess when Laurel's in town again, I'm gonna have to have her come by and
right,
assess.
I'm gonna say 10 o'clock because then it'd be done and quickly they can go from there to the bingo table to eat.
It's a full day.
And I'd get out of here to go deliver meals.
Yeah, you do Monday.
Yeah.
Okay? Anyway. Okay, moving along. Rose.
Okay. Well, we were just talking about Paul Schiff coming to Sylvan. We postponed that from, it was Good Friday, it was scheduled before, and there were just so many people going to be gone that we needed to reschedule it. So May 14th at Sylvan Grove, he usually presents around 11 o'clock, and then lunches on North Central Flint Hills. They'll probably cater it in from the cafe or something there. And then if you want to do one-on-ones with Paul, he'll do living wills and durable power of attorney. He does a great presentation. So if you're interested in going, then contact Aaron Sunderman at the agency, especially if you want to sign up for a spot with Paul after lunch. So
You need an appointment then to be over there?
they just want to know really how many will be there for lunch. So it's a great presentation. If you're just going for the presentation,
Presentation
then no.
is at 11,
Yes. Yeah.
and for an hour, and then it's done.
11 to 12, and then
And if you're not eating lunch, you could just show up.
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly.
But
And
then you
what's
need
the
an appointment
presentation?
for the afternoon.
You do need an appointment if you want to do a
Like
one-on-one with
One
him.
on one
Yeah,
with
I thought you
him.
said
okay.
About
Yes.
how long appointments.
What was the presentation? The overall theme of it is it
It's
just
on living will and
wills
durable power
okay.
of attorney.
All right. I thought you said something else too.
Yeah.
So
He's really great to listen
And
to.
that's where, so and where? So
It's at the senior center.
their
in
senior
Sylvan.
center, okay.
Yeah. So that'll be nice, and I know that they've sent invites over here. And
Yeah, I have them.
April is Celebrate Volunteers. If you do something special it's a good time to thank your volunteers. We can't do the meals program without all of our volunteers. So I don't know, have you done something yet, Becky?
Yeah, I did a lot of posting on Facebook through that week, and
Okay.
then I got lifesavers, and
Oh, I saw
you're a
those.
lifesaver
Cute.
for all you do, and gave
That's
all my
very
people
nice because we do appreciate our volunteers. And then talking about volunteers, if you're doing something to help a senior stay in their home, then you can get the volunteer form from Becky. But you can keep track of that, keep track of your time that you do that, and you can send it into North Central either once a quarter or once a month. Give it to Becky; she can send it in with her end of month. We just like to keep track of that. They have done studies on volunteering. They did it with foster grandparents for 2 years and senior companions. And they found that there were great health benefits to volunteering. Because then you're out doing something for someone else and you're not sitting home just thinking about yourself and your troubles. So there you go. Hopefully somebody will volunteer. We all know there's a lot of volunteers even in this room. Older Americans Month is going to start in May. The theme this year is Connect, Create, and Contribute. So this is where we ask all of our senior centers. It's a good way to market your senior centers and get people to come in and do something creative and let them know it's there for them to enjoy. Not really anything new on the advocacy. They don't really start talking about the budget until October 1, so we'll find out what that will be. Zero missed meals. Becky did a great job again. She's in there again. This was for December. We're always way behind on those, but and truly, even if our managers weren't in there every month, it doesn't mean they're not doing a great job. So they just are trying to. We really hit it hard lately about making sure everybody's getting their assessments done on time and in so that we get our reimbursement for those meals. If the assessments are not done and there's some we can't recuperate, then we don't get the reimbursement. So it's not very much, but every little bit helps our agency. Family Caregiver Talk Show is going to happen May 15th. They're going to try and talk about safety in the home. They did one last week on care assessments, and Lauren Steinlage is one of our case managers. She was doing that. It's a conference call, and sometimes I feel like seniors are a little bit intimidated and don't want to do the conference call, dial in the numbers, which is unfortunate. Is why I keep trying to push it, because they have really great topics for seniors, and the person that they have there, you can ask them all the questions you want if you just feel comfortable dialing in and getting on there. It's not really hard to do. So they're trying to think of some other way of maybe Facebook, but then a lot of seniors don't have computers and they don't do Facebook, and so there has to be a way to get out and reach everybody to give them this information. So we have a lot we could put. I was telling Erin the other day that maybe we could put it in our field announcements, because we share that everywhere, and put it in keynotes, all of that great information, because that goes out to 40,000 households. So you would be getting the news out if people actually take the time to read that newspaper. And then that, what is that other little flyer? Can't remember the name of it.
The caregiver one?
Caregiver newsletter. That's another good one that they could put it in. Okay, besides Tai Chi, we offer Matter of Balance. That is a great fall prevention class, so you might think about that too sometime if you have a leader that could come out this way too, Becky.
Okay.
Because the biggest thing that can take a senior down is a bad fall, and that takes you out of commission for a long time. And Matter Balance is not an exercise class. It's a more information class about how to prevent falls. Erin Sunderman is our SHIC coordinator, and she's thinking about doing some more Medicare basic workshops. They're very big in some areas where they have a lot of people turning 65, because she has great information for them and helps get them through that, getting into Medicare. So if you're interested and if you feel like you have people out in that area, you might contact Erin and see if she can set up a workshop out here.
What's her last name?
Sunderman.
Sunderman. Each one, reach one. There's a flyer in here. This is to help you with, it's extra help for your prescription drug plan. The qualifications are new this year. The income guidelines are new, so be sure and check it out. You can call Erin at the agency and see if you qualify for it. It never hurts to check to see if you do. All you could find out is that maybe no, you don't qualify, but if you did, it would really save you a lot and help you out. Erin's also planning SHIC training coming up. If you'd like to be a SHIC counselor, it's a crazy time during prescription drug planning time. And so, I don't know, I think Becky has a couple of people out this direction that are interested in being SHIC counselors. And that's a great thing, because it takes a lot of people to do it. So anyway, if you're interested, let Becky know, or call Erin at the agency and tell her that you're interested, so she can get you into the training. I think that is about all that I have. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Is there anything else that needs to come before this meeting? There being nothing, we'll adjourn until May 28th at 10 a.m.